All righty. Good evening, everyone. First of all, at this point, we have nothing to report from the study session, so I will go ahead and entertain a motion to adjourn from the study session. That's my motion.
Second.
Second by Vice Mayor Monica Garcia. Are there any objections? Seeing none, so moved. Thank you. All right, so at this point, I'd like to go ahead and open up the Baldwin Park City Council regular meeting. Today is July 15th, 2020. The time is 7:15. So I will go ahead and have the invocation. I'm not certain if Pastor Flores is here or Pastor Jackson. Pastor Jackson, you can come up here and lead us in an invocation. Oh, I'll do that. Yeah, thank you. All right, thank you. At this point, I will ask all those that are able to stand to please do so.
Heavenly Father, we come before you right now in the name of the Lord. We give you praise, glory, and honor and thanksgiving. You said to acknowledge you in all of our ways and you would direct our path. And that's what City of Baldwin Park is doing, Lord God, looking into you for divine direction. Where you tell us to trust in the Lord with all of our heart and lean not to our own understanding, but to acknowledge you in all of our ways. And we're asking you, Father God, to touch our police department, our new chief that we have here, Father God, with wisdom and knowledge and understanding, that he will be able to guide this police department, our fire department, and the city council that is up before us, Lord God, that you would just put in their heart and their mind and in their soul what is needed for this community. We're asking, Father, to touch in our children, Lord God, those that are in our schools, Father, in the name of the Lord Jesus. But also, Lord God, we're asking for the businesses, Lord, that the businesses will be blessed here in Baldwin Park. And not only dealing with our children, Lord God, we're asking you also to deal with the parents, Lord God, that the two may be able to come together in unity, in one accord, city council, police department, sheriff department, fire department. We're all coming together in one common call to enhance Baldwin Park. In the name of the Lord Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. At this point, we're going to face the flag. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and with the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, everyone, for being here this evening. Council members wishing to close on anyone's behalf. At this point, I'd like to, first of all, before we go to the roll call, we'll close on behalf of Alejandro Villegas Lopez, long-time resident of the city of Baldwin Park, born 1932, and passed away on the 5th of December 2020. Beautiful ceremony that they had yesterday for this family that's been here, and very active with our senior citizens. So our condolences goes out to the Villegas family for their immense contribution to the city of Baldwin Park, as well as all the seniors and residents throughout the city. Council members wishing to close on anyone else's behalf. At this point, we want to close also on the deputy that was killed this past week, and I'm trying to get the name. If anyone has the name of the deputy, do we?
Attorney.
Well, we'll get that, and we will also close on behalf of the deputy as soon as we get the name. At this point, I will ask our city clerk, Ms. Jean Ayala, to take roll, or unless our city. Yes, thank you very much. By the way, we want to welcome back Marie Contreras. Thank you very much for coming back, or being back, I should say. I know you had hip surgery. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Buenas noches a todos y bienvenidos. Councilmember Paul Hernandez.
Present.
Councilmember Ricardo Pacheco. Councilmember Alejandra Avila.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Monica Garcia.
Here. Here.
Oh. Mayor Manuel Lozano.
President, thank you very much. At this point, I'll go ahead and make a motion to excuse Councilmember Ricardo Pacheco, who was not feeling well. So that is my motion. Is there a second? A second by Councilmember Alejandra Avila. Are there any objections? Seeing none, so moved. All right. At this point, I believe we do the. Okay, I want to also close on behalf of Amber Joy Leaston, who, of course, was helping a pedestrian, and unfortunately she was struck. Our condolences goes out to her family, and I know that there's sheriffs or deputies here as well. Our condolences goes out to the Sheriff's Department family as well. Thank you. So at this point, I will go ahead and go back to our city treasurer or our deputy, our city clerk. Who's going to be taking the roll call? Oh, geez, I'm way, okay. Sorry about that, folks. All right, so at this point, I'd like to acknowledge the chiefs that we have here from South Pasadena. We have Chief Joe Ortiz. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you, Chief. Also from the city of Pasadena, John Perez. Thank you, Chief. Are you here? Thank you very much. Two very beautiful cities as well. So at this point, we'll go ahead into the introduction of Carol A. Farrell, and a housing manager. So at this point, who's going to be reading this one? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
There's plenty of us to be reading. We got plenty.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and City Council. It's my pleasure to read a background for Miss Carol Averill, because I've worked with her in the past, and I know she is not a diamond in the rough. She is a diamond. She is the newest member of the City of Baldwin Park Community Development Department team. Will serve as the city's housing manager. Carol has spent most of her professional career in local government. Early in her career, she worked for a nonprofit organization managing state and federal contracts in Modesto, California, and later begun her career in local government, housing, and community development at the city of Modesto, and later on with the city of El Monte, right next door. Carol brings 18-plus years of housing experience to our city. She is passionate about serving the community and has a wealth of housing and community development experience, including affordable housing development, home buyers assistance programs, housing rehabilitation, capital improvement projects, policy research, program planning, homeless issues and programs, including the homeless count. Carol prides herself on having an open-door management style and is excited about working with her team of housing professionals. Welcome, Carol.
Thank you. Oh, Carol just left. Carol, I just want to, first of all, thank you. That's okay. She's in a rush to get to work. That's what we like. First of all, I want to thank you very much for coming on board to City Ballpark. That's a very extremely pertinent department. Of course, you're probably going to be super busy, so thank you very much for choosing. Thank you very much. All righty. All right, real quick, I want to do a shout out to Jose Martinez. Is he here? He's our senior community enhancement. Jose, thank you, Jose, very much. Come on up here, Jose. Jose's a fairly new community enhancement person who's part of the City of Baldwin Park. And Jose, I want to thank you first of all, because I know you get calls probably 24 hours. And he's out in the community enforcing the various violations that occur throughout our city. And it's important because residents obviously want to see a clean city. And all I have to say is you have one tough job. And want to also give him an applause because I know this weekend the city clerk, I believe, called you with several calls and you responded in the middle of the night. So thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Jose. Is it your department?
I hired him, Mr. Mayor, yeah.
His evaluation comes up, take care of him, okay? All right, everyone heard. All right, so the next item that we have, I'm going to have Councilmember Hernandez read out the names of some of the other law enforcement officers that are currently here this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, and please be patient. It's a good list. So with that kind of shows the respect that the mayor here eventually is going to be doing the oath of office. So for those that are coming in, you're coming into a family, and a family that's has its tough challenges. But the folks that are here to support you, I'm just naming just a handful. I wish I had a list of everybody that was here, because I think it would only be proper for us to thank your families and your friends that are not on the list that I have. But with that, I'd like to just recognize with the Los Angeles County Sheriff Department, Robert Mandado, And we also have Victor Garcia. With the LA County Fire Department, we have Leo Alvarez. We also have, with the LA County Fire, Danielle Balzano. With LAPD, we also have Nicholas Balzano, excuse me. With the Whittier Police Department, Angelica Balzano, must be family there. Along with the Whittier Police Department, we have Dave Perez, we have Carlos Arroyo, and following with that, we have with the Los Angeles County Fire Department, Assistant Chief Mike Inman. Thank you, Chief, for being here. We have with the LA County DA's office, Jose Mandararo, excuse me. With the Anaheim Police Department, we have David Garcia. With the, I already got them off here. With the Los Angeles Police Department, we got them, sorry about that. With the Whittier Police Department, we have Jim O. David Yoshitake, I believe, and Jose Bolonovos. And I think that's it, sir.
All right. Thank you very much.
Mayor, I also see Baldwin Park School District Police Department over here in this corner. Raise your hand. Thank you for being here.
All righty. At this point, I will go ahead and ask the following to come up to this area, the second tier of the dais, as I read the oath of office. So at this point, I will ask Anna Chavez, and as she comes up, I'll read her little background. Anna is our new police dispatcher. Anna is a Baldwin Park resident and also graduate from Baldwin Park High School. Anna has a bachelor's degree from USC Riverside in sociology and is currently pursuing her master's degree in social work at USC. Anna's hobby is practicing jiu-jitsu and studying. Thank you, Anna. All right. This Janice Valdez, Janice, as we all know her, is not new to the Baldwin Park Police Department. Janice was the parking enforcement officer, however, decided to join our records unit as a full-time record specialist. So thank you for being here. We also have Araceli Salazar. Araceli is a newly hired parking enforcement officer. Araceli is an Army veteran and graduate from Central Texas College. Araceli is committed to serving the Baldwin Park community. Araceli, are you born in Texas? She said, what'd she say, negative? Negative. Okay. I was going to say because I was born there, but okay, good. You get points. All right. The next one is Mariana Serrano. Mariana lives with her son and daughter. Come on, Mariana is a lifelong Dodger fan and is hoping this year they'll take it all. So, Mariana Serrano, come on up. Thank you, Mariana.
Rob.
We also have Jennifer, who is also children's. She comes from law enforcement family, and her husband is an LAPD officer. So, thank you very much for being here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and read the oath of office. I'm headed down there. So,
I'm in power.
I guess I'll get on this end. So, everyone could please raise up your right hand. I'll just read this all the way through, and at the end, just say I do, and our police chief here. So, well, I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter. All right, come on up here. We'll take our photo here. Yes, sir. Up here. Just too many. Maybe too many? Maybe too many, the chief says. Okay. We're going to bring up the family. The only thing I think that all the chairs be empty out there. Hold on. Here we go. Ready? Oh, yes. I love it. Yeah, right? Oh, hold on. I need to get closer. Manny, have mine? Hold on real quick. What do you with my phone? Borrow your camera? It's my phone. Yes. All right. Oh, yeah, yeah. I'll wait for that. Yeah, we'll do it there. I'll wait for that.
Sorry.
All right. Share.
Which camera?
My camera first.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. We'll get to the end. Where's my phone at?
Did you want, Manny, did you want the family to come up?
What's that?
Did you want family to come up?
No, not be too many.
Okay.
No, I don't know what I did with it. Oh, here it is, man. All righty. Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, so the next one's that. Let me borrow that chair, Chief. All right, the next one is the swearing-in ceremony for the police officers. So we have the first one that we have is Mr. Sonny Kim. If you could step right up here. Sonny is also comes with us with 12 years of law enforcement experience. He has also served in the United States Army and is fluent in Korea. Sonny loves to cook and make the best egg salad sandwich. Guess we're going to go to your house, or are you going to do it here? Thank you, sir. The next one is Sergio Garcia. Sergio also comes to us with 2 years of law enforcement experience from the Ballpark School Police. He's fluent in Spanish. Sergio plays baseball and is currently mourning for the Dodgers losing the National League champion. I like that. All righty. So next officer that we have, thank you. Jonathan Montenegro. Jonathan also Liz. His wife, Jonathan, also comes from law enforcement family. His wife is a police officer for the city of Los Angeles. Thank you. Dylan Ortiz is where he has worked. Worked there for over 2 years. His hobbies include coaching kids, a sports team, and working out. Thank you. And also from California University, Los Angeles Police. So to clarify, he came from the California State University, Los Angeles Police Department. Thank you very much, Mr. Dylan Ortiz. Alrighty, so we'll go on to the next one that we have Jay Coy. Jay is also a lateral from the Imperial Police Department. Jay has dreamt of always being a police officer and is grateful and honored to be able to serve the community of Baldwin Park. Thank you very much, Mr. Jay Coy. Matthew Balsano. Matthew is a lateral officer from the Imperial Police Department. Matthew is also a certified EMT and comes from a law enforcement family, as his wife is a canine officer for the Whittier PD. Thank you. Stephen Arroyo. Stephen is an Army graduate from Rio Hondo Police Academy. He's an inactive Marine and current National Guardsman, where he is currently a military police officer and holds a brown belt in the United States Marine Corps martial arts program. Thank you. No, I think that's. Did I catch them all? One more. Oh, one more. Whoa.
Oh, boy.
Hey, who wrote this program?
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
Hold on. You think we got a problem? Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that already. All right, so Justin Cortez. Justin is a lateral police officer from the Vernon PD with 3 years of experience. Justin is married and he is a professional boxer. Whoa, professional boxer and fighter. So he enjoys spending time with his wife and family. Justin said he looks forward to working for the Baldwin Park Police Department, where the policing environment is broad and based and community oriented. Thank you very much, Mr. Justin Cortez. Right, okay. Right, so at this point, family member want to take your photos, I guess. We'll do a break. You know what we'll do? We'll do a break after so they can get their time. All right, so at this point, I will ask that all of you please raise your right hand. So repeat, oh, thank you very much. So what I'll do, I'll state this and at the end just say I do. I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter. By the way, who is new here today. It's his first official city council meeting. Comes from the city of Santa Paula, where he was chief for 6 years. Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department for 32 years. So he's got a career that spans for several decades. So, Chief, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You know, I want all of you to take a good look at this group. The beauty of this group is the diversity of our group. You know, diversity makes us a better country, it makes us a better community, and it makes us a better police department. So I'm really proud of this group. I want to thank the council so much, Mr. Mayor, for allowing us to hire these police officers and our professional staff, by the way, value part of our team. And I don't make a distinction between our team, professional staff, and our police officers. One team, one philosophy, right? So congratulations to all of you, to the parents and the spouses and the loved ones here. I know what this day means to you. For some of these individuals here, they've been working towards this their entire life. And today, for some of these, this is a dream come true. So thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting them. For all of you, prepare to get on the bus because the team bus is going one way. We're not looking back. Congratulations.
Oh yeah, let's bring the professional staff up here as well. Thank you. Up here. Real quick also just say to each and every one of you that you come at a time where there's major changes that are transforming in the city of Baldwin Park and more so within the police department. So it's an opportunity for each and every one of you be able to grow from within the department as well. So whatever we could do to be able to assist you, because you are a part of the community of Ballpark. And law enforcement, just to let everyone know, we live in a city of 75,000, and at one point we had crime that was in the teens. Because of this department, the way it evolved, it literally transformed the city into a competitive city in the 21st century. It's one of the reasons why real estate is high, of course, throughout the whole state, but it's made a major impact in the city of Baldwin Park with the diversity that has come to the city. And it's important for every one of you to know that the community themselves have a vested interest in each and every one of you. Don't ever forget that. It's important. We work together. We don't work against each other. And that is a very clear signal from all the residents of the city of Baldwin Park. All of us combined have probably over 100 years. I moved into Baldwin Park in 1979 when the crime itself was way more different, of course, than what it is today. But I believed in this community, and that's one of the reasons I moved in here, and I'm still here, as well as the council members as well. So on behalf of the city of Baldwin Park, I want to thank you. We're going to also say some words. So at this point, Vice Mayor Monica Garcia.
Such a great job in our community, but it goes back to that diversity again and how we can move forward. How do we move forward? It's about merging those tried and true practices with the new energies. And so I want you to be reassured that you are very much that, and all of you together, we're going to move this forward. So congratulations and welcome to the city of Baldwin Park. We're really happy to have you.
Thank you. At this point, Councilmember Alejandra Avila. I don't think that mic works that good, to be honest with you.
I'll just make it short because they have already echoed my sentiments. I want to welcome every single one of you. You have chosen a wonderful city, and I mean a wonderful city, including all the residents, all our police department, the staff here in Baldwin Park. Every single person in this city, I'm sure, appreciates you, and we welcome you with open arms. You are going to be a great asset to our community. We had, for a long time, been looking forward to hiring new people, and I'm very happy that it is you. Once again, welcome to Baldwin Park. And like the mayor said, if you need anything of us, please let us know. Thank you. And Happy New Year.
Member Paul Hernandez.
Testing. Kind of works. First and foremost, I want to thank your families for their dedication and their sacrifices that they'll be doing for us when you're away from them. So with that, I want to give you a round of applause. So like I said, I want to thank the families for being here and giving your time and the sacrifice that you'll be doing on behalf of the city and on behalf of them. Supporting them along the way as they've been through their professional careers or just starting their professional careers is a huge leap. Having a support function such as that and being there for them certainly helps them become better officers, better people of our community. Each and every one of you are a new part of our fabric. Each of you will be telling great stories of first interactions that you have with our community. Learn that our residents and our stakeholders here is very excited to have you serving our community. With that, I just want to say thank you. I will get to know each and every one of you. I will forget your names in a few seconds here, but it'll be time for we'll have some great moments over the course. But again, thank you for being here. Thank you for being our city.
Maria Contreras.
I just want to say, it's a new beginning, it's a new year. You're writing a new chapter in your life.
Our city clerk, Ms. Gina Ayala.
Thank you. I just want to echo what the council is saying and welcoming all of you here. This is a wonderful community. Most of us have been living here our entire lives.
So I just welcome all of you, and you're going to just love Baldwin Park. So thank you so much for choosing.
Thank you. We're going to have each one of you bring your family up here. So we'll start. We're going to do like super quick. Is that okay with everyone? Get to know the family. Go ahead. You want to bring them up? Come on up. Come on up. Okay. Come on up here. Yeah, actually, let's have down here. Let's have down here.
Oh, you want them down here?
Yes, down over here.
Oh, they sit
Right,
down
thank
here.
you. All right, go ahead. Your mother? The sister, come on up here. All right. Your parents? Yes. Oh, yeah, right here? Okay. All right. Come on up. Mom, Dad, come on up. Thank you. All right. My wife and my sister. Okay, wife and sister, come on up. Right over here, right over here, right over here. Okay, here we go. There's Dean over there. Dad over there. Come on, Dad. Go for it. Go over here. All right, right up here. Right here. Yes. Come on up here.
Chief, we could have you right on the other side.
Come on, definitely the fiance. We'll be at your wedding. All right.
Come on over here.
All right, here we go.
Come on over here.
Oh, Terry, guys. Okay, so. Okay, where? Okay, the dad, like, come on, we're gonna get a big picture here. All right, hold on. Yes, we got everyone here, right? Let's get a big photo. Let's all move in. Let's move in. Let's get the familia in here. Come again.
Yes, okay. Hold on, I'm supposed to move. Hold on. They told me to move.
Okay. Okay, everyone. Hold on. Yeah, we're going to take a few. We're going to splice some together. Okay, we're going to start right over here. If you could look at this camera first. Right over here, please. We have a few cameras, so please hold. Please hold. Okay. Okay, count three. Right over here, please. This camera now. Okay. Hold. Okay, almost done. All right. And all right, thank you very much to the family members. Hold on. All right, we're going to remain up here, you guys. Law enforcement, professional staff. I want to thank the family. Okay, we're going to bring in the law enforcement officers back there. Come on in here. Come on in here.
Thank you.
Come on, let's do this. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get over here. Fire department, come on up here, you guys. We're gonna do a little.
Someone's glasses?
These are from outside. They're friends. Danny, let's align some of the outside.
Yes. We have about 8, so we should be able to do it right here.
Below.
Okay, so this is all law enforcement, right? Yes, sir. All uniform staff. Okay, we're going to ask all law enforcement, police staff, and fire staff, please.
Let's move down here.
Okay. We will. Yeah, it is. You can hear it over there. Yeah, yeah. Okay, final call. All law enforcement, law enforcement staff up in the doors, please. Okay, we're almost there. Anyone else? Do you just want, you want our...
Okay, hold on. Not ladder.
You want to ask our Baldwin Park officers to step in?
Yeah, they should all be in.
Yeah. May I please have the Baldwin Park?
Come on in, guys.
Hopefully we don't feel any. And that's it.
Okay, we're almost there. A few more officers. Everyone in.
Let's get everyone up here.
Police?
Yes, everyone.
Did I understand that first? Title. So if it says longevity pay,
Okay, final call. All officers.
there's a service number. It's not. What words you use?
Take a few pictures.
Benny Sandemus
Okay, there we go.
called something else.
Please
Like
hold.
yours is service pay, and so they would. Hers wasn't counting it.
We have a few cameras. Almost done.
Oh, nice.
Almost. And we are done.
Thank you. All right, this one we're going to take a picture with both with our officers in the back that just got sworn in. Thank you, everyone.
And is it in February? Oh. Anyway,
Thank you. I was going to help her.
I do.
Oh, we're going to do. I'm doing another picture.
I'm trying to be careful not to.
Okay, all right. Okay, we all are. Chief. Hey, where's the cook? Who's going to do the barbecue? That's it. We're going to have it at your big house. Big backyard. Everybody close here. Come on in. Danny, you have my camera?
I'll be
Annie,
in
can I
territory right
ask
now.
you to do mine as well?
Get my camera's over there on the counter.
Yours is yellow.
Cameras.
It's yellow because of the.
Look at this one first. Next again. I'm not done yet.
Thank you very much. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Terry, come on up here. Hey, where's my camera? Right there, Manny. Give me a photo. Terry, bring your mom. Bring your mom. Come on up here. Yeah, no, we'll get a picture for you. Come on up here. Friendly. Yes. Bring your brother. Yes. Yeah, right. Yeah, with your professional camera. Oh, really? Congratulations. Tell Ricky. I spoke to some of you guys. Get him in here.
I usually do stay within the law.
Yeah.
Except my car is kind of all like that.
I wonder why now, right?
Thank you, brother. Okay, bye. Hey, let me get one with Terry. Can I get one with yourself?
Yes, absolutely.
You guys, I need that back part, that back space back there. Thank you. Man, it's warm in here, girl. We'll turn the heat on for you. Oh, yeah. Hold on, let me show my face. Yeah, tell Ricky to call me down. I'm sorry, I'll make time for him over the weekend. Yes, I know, but I've been swamped. There's a movie star in Facebook. Go ahead.
Hello, dear.
Fanny, photo.
Thank you, Jerry. Congratulations.
I just want to make sure we get all of these people's names.
Did you check if the clicker's on? Batteries are good. All right.
I want all of these people's names.
Okay.
I need to put in the...
Está bien, we're finished. At this point, I'm going to go and dismiss. Are they having anything in the back?
Don't dismiss.
Are you guys having a reception for them? Oh, no way. Oh. All right, I'm going to go and dismiss everyone, right?
So, Mayor, you could take a short recess and allow them to go outside and take pictures with their family.
Okay, all right.
We can carry on.
Okay, hold on, Jimmy, hold on.
All right, first I want to thank everyone for attending. Thank you very much. Best of luck.
Do you mind moving that chair?
There's at least somewhat healthy stuff.
A movie store.
Huh?
All right, go.
There's no one helping
I'll give you a call. Take care.
They're going to sign the votes and you'll sign them after.
Oh, I see. Yes. Okay.
Oh, and she darling. Look at dear.
Yeah, you should do this one here.
Let's get it. Where's my glasses?
Responders.
Where's my glasses, you guys? Oh, she's over there. Let's get over this. Hey, let's go. Oh, they're done.
They're next. Next. Yeah, they're next.
We're not doing the light.
Yeah, we're doing the light.
Like a baby, daddy. Good young. Oh, you can do it. Oh, you can
Let me get into the next one. Let's get into the next one. Oh, do me a big favor.
Mayor, can we continue?
Yes. Rose,
really fast.
can you get Manny? See, my glasses are right there with the. Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here, you guys.
Martin.
Martin. Okay, thank you. Hello. Hello. Thank you for coming out and being so patient.
All right, at this point, we're going to bring up the Baldwin Park Business Association's First Responders honorees presented by Ms. Terry Muse. So go ahead, Terry.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, and community. It's exciting to be presenting to you the 2019 First Responders honored by the Baldwin Park Business Association. It's only fitting that we're doing this tonight when we're swearing in so many officers. We have 4 amazing people who have been serving our community above and beyond the call of duty. Really quickly, I wanted to announce we do have our new president of the Business Association here, Froylan Mendoza's in the back,
Yes,
the superintendent of schools.
Thank you.
We also have board member Cynthia Espinoza and board member Pastor Jackson. I'm board member also chair of the marketing committee. So I think that you're going to be announcing each one of them. Is that, I think,
Yes, we're going to have Vice Mayor Monica Garcia, Council Member Paul Hernandez, and Council Member Alejandra Avila will read them off. So
Okay.
let's go ahead. Mr. Hernandez.
Just so you know, we had a luncheon in November where we honored them, and we have this yearly. We hope the community will come out next year to support them.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, at this point, Vice Mayor Monica Garcia, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. So this evening, it's our pleasure, our honor to recognize 4 individuals, and I will start with the first here, firefighter specialist Stephen Dorick with Los Angeles. And he's with the Los Angeles County Fire Department, Station 29, our favorite station. So as I read his bio, let's see, are we going to take photos up here?
Yes, we will.
Okay. So
Go ahead and read.
do you want me to invite them to stand here or up here on the dais? Okay.
Yeah, you're right,
You know
you're
what? Why don't you make your way up here, and we're going to go ahead and read your bio.
Good call, Vice Mayor.
Firefighter specialist Stephen Dorick has been with the Los Angeles County Fire Department for 10 years, with 3 of those years at Fire Station 29. One of the busiest stations in the area, FFS Dorick, has an intricate knowledge of the station's equipment and ensures that all station personnel arrive on the scene safely. Outside of his daily duties, firefighter specialist Dorick serves as a go-to mentor for Explorers, a program for youth ages 14 to 19 who may go on a ride-along for a 24-hour shift. These are youth who are interested in careers within fire service. Station 29 is also a receiving house for probationary firefighters who require extensive mentorship and training, and firefighter specialist Dorick is relied upon for his comprehensive knowledge of firefighting duties, station equipment, and operation of apparatus. His impact goes beyond the fire station through his participation in school and community events by giving station hours and explaining the role of a firefighter. Firefighter specialist Stephen Dorick is not only a master of his craft, but an outstanding member of the Baldwin Park community who gives back. So let's give him a round of applause.
At this point, Council Member Paul Hernandez.
Perfect. This afternoon, I will be reading Dispatcher Rosa Esparza. Perfect. For the past 17 years, Ms. Esparza has been one of 2 tactical dispatchers for the Baldwin Park Police Department, responsible for answering a multiple of 911 calls and collecting as much information on any given emergency. Rosa serves as the definition of a first responder. Known for going above and beyond her duties as a dispatcher, Rosa also trains new dispatchers, volunteers for the community events, and assists with search warrants and other critical incidents. Rosa's diligent and ambitious efforts are just a few of the qualities that make her a commendable first responder. Thank you.
Councilmember Alejandra Avila. Yes, that is correct.
So it is my honor to honor Officer Erin McCrae with the Baldwin Park School Police. Even though Officer McCrae has only been with the Baldwin Park Unified School District Police Department a little over a year, he has demonstrated extreme exemplary service, support, and ethics in everything he does. Officer McCray has true heart for service and has been known to spend countless hours assisting students in stressful and harmful situations as they deal with the challenges and complexities of growing up. Sometimes in less than desirable home environment, Officer McCray, outstanding communication skills helps him with talking to students on their level of understanding, mentoring them and assisting them in getting the services they need. If his communication skills don't help him connect with the students, his peers say Officer McCray has a couple other tricks up his sleeve. He has been known to demonstrate his dance, and I have been witness of that. He has come to my school and danced for our students. He dances with the younger students, making them feel more comfortable talking with them. Officer McCray also connects with high school students by drawing upon his military service as a recruiter. And again, I have seen Officer McCray in action with all of our students, and I feel he is definitely worthy of this. Thank you.
Thank you. Officer McCray, do you want to dance for the audience for now?
I think you should.
I'm just kidding. Go. We'll set something up for you guys. Okay, summertime. All right. All right, the next one will be by Vice Mayor Monica Garcia.
Okay. And last but certainly not least, we'd like to recognize Officer and Canine Handler Martin Herrera with the Baldwin Park Police Department. A native of Baldwin Park, Officer Martin Herrera has been with the Baldwin Park Police Department for over 6 years. One of the youngest canine handlers in the area, his guidance of his canine, Dajan, won the toughest dog competition, garnering the attention of other police agencies to ask for his assistance with emergency incidents and in-progress calls. Committed to his hometown, Officer Herrera's outreach spreads all the way to Baldwin Park schools and homeless population. He conducts presentations with city youth to share his experience as a kid from Baldwin Park and encourage kids to stay away from gang activity. He's also known for buying and delivering lunch to the Baldwin Park's homeless citizens. Today we celebrate Officer Herrera's humanitarianism and commitment to the city of Baldwin Park, and we say thank you.
Right, thank you.
Mayor, if I may,
Yes, Councilmember Alejandra Avila.
I would like to add a little background to Officer Herrera. I've known Officer Herrera since he was a little kid, and I'm not kidding you, little. He was my neighbor, and ever since he was little, he would always tell us, I'm going to be a police officer when I grow up. And the kids would look at him, yeah, right, yeah, right. So, God and behold, he becomes an explorer at the high school where he attends, so we're proud of him. And before you know it, here we have him, being in front of us, being honored. So I'm extremely honored and proud of him because, and I want to get emotional, because he was one of my kids growing up in my house. So I'm very proud of Martin for achieving his goals since he was little. He did what he wanted to do. Congratulations.
All righty. Well, first of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for participating and being acknowledged for the Baldwin Park Business Association. Thank you. So this one, come on up here. We'll take our photos. Thank you.
Let's bring up Terry and.
We have Terry.
And then also we have Mr. Mendoza too, I think. Not here.
Oh,
Where's the superintendent? Yeah, Frelin. Yeah, perfect.
I was like, who's Mr.?
Come on.
Thank you, Manny. Hi. All right. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we got the dancer, we got the resident from Baldwin Park, and then what is your specialty?
You guys, let's spread it out.
Keep him in touch.
Mark. Man, did you get mine?
You got the phones? You got the phones? That's all that matters.
Let me move this chair. Where's his phone?
All right. Got it?
A little bit closer, okay.
just such a perfectionist.
Okay, almost.
All right.
I did. I had to.
All right. Do we have the e-bike pilot program presentation? Is that something that could wait for the following meeting?
Thank you, Mayor. Katie, is that okay?
Is she here?
Yes, Katie's here. She's with the San Gabriel COG.
Can you do that in about 10 minutes? Okay, come on up. Or less, yes. Come on up. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor.
You did good. Thanks so much.
Good evening. My name, 10 minutes.
All right, go ahead.
All right, thank you. Good evening. My name is Katie Ward. I work with the San Gabriel Valley Council of Governments, and I am honored to give this presentation an overview of our e-bike share program. Before I jump into the background on this e-bike share pilot program, I wanted to give some background on our organization, the San Gabriel Valley Council of Governments, which is known as the COG for short, and we are a JPA, Joint Powers Authority of 30 incorporated cities in the San Gabriel Valley. And we also include the Los Angeles County District Supervisors of 1, 4, and 5. And we represent the 3 municipal water districts in the San Gabriel Valley. And our goal and mission is really to work on issues of regional importance in the areas of transportation, homelessness, the environment, and water. And this is just a map of the areas we represent. It is over 350 square miles, encompassing 2 million residents, and we are the largest council of governments in LA County. So jumping into the program on the e-bike share program, the San Gabriel Valley Council of Governments was awarded a grant through the California Transportation Commission to, in the amount of $4.5 million to form a e-bike share program in the San Gabriel Valley. And the grant funds at least 15 participating cities in our region and includes a minimum of 840 bikes throughout the region. And this is just a list of cities and agencies that have expressed interest in this program so far, 14. I won't read them off. I just wanted to have this list here for your reference. And it includes the city of Baldwin Park. So the program goals and the purpose of bike share, not just for the San Gabriel Valley, but in general, is really to decrease drive-alone trips and single occupancy vehicles, and instead shift those trips to an e-bike trip. Ideally, because you're using a short term rather than taking your car, you would take the e-bike. And then secondly, bike share promotes and encourages bicycling as a safe and sustainable mode of transportation for, again, local trips and single one-way trips. For example, if you were to arrive in the Baldwin Park Metrolink station and you would see an e-bike and you had to travel maybe not far enough, not that walking would be too much, an e-bike would be a great alternative for you. And then thirdly, bike share expands the availability of low-cost transportation options within a city. So after the COG was awarded funding, we set out a request for proposal, RFP process, to implement and select an e-bike share vendor who would not only provide the bikes themselves, but also operate the program and provide different racks and stations. And through this RFP process, we were able to get 6 proposals, and we ended up interviewing the 3 highest ranked firms. And based on the Technical Evaluation Committee's assessment of these 3 firms, Gotcha Mobility was unanimously selected as the highest ranking firm, and that was based on 3 factors, including their written proposal, their in-person interview, and testing of their actual e-bike equipment. And again, because this is a grant program, the cost for participation of the cities is at no cost. So background on Gotcha Mobility itself, they are a shared mobility company based in Charleston, South Carolina, and they are operating 50 mobility systems throughout the country, and that includes 5,000 assets within those systems and accounts for 1.5 million annual trips throughout those systems. And the bike itself, the e-bike itself is 100% electric, pedal assist, meaning that the user still has to pedal the bike in order for it to work. It won't just go automatically. It just makes riding much, much easier and an easy process. And the bike at 100% charge actually will go about 37 miles, and the bike is GPS enabled, and in order to use the bike, you can use a phone app, and there's also an option to use an RFID card if you do not have a smartphone. So this is just some examples of the different systems that Gotcha operates: the Syracuse, New York, Blacksburg, Virginia, and then the Baton Rouge in Louisiana. That program actually just launched mid last year. And they were also funded from a grant, so that's something that Gotcha looks for, is that they look for sustainable systems to where they can continue to operate, because our agreement is a 3-year agreement to operate this program. And then, skipped. So in terms of next steps, tonight the council will consider the adoption of the resolution for the participation in this program officially, and then if the council has the blessing and passes that forward, the COG will continue to work with city staff to bring an MOU to the city council to consider, that will basically establish what the roles and responsibilities of the COG and Gotcha will be. And then we're also finalizing the station types and station siting with our station siting consultant that will work with the city to bring back and just have some examples of that. So we're just looking at different ways for the stations to be placed throughout the city. It can be either painted using existing racks, and then also there is the option of having physical stations with racks where the bikes can be placed. And this is just a rendering of painted bike parking and how it might look within the city, if that was an option to consider. And that is my last slide. I would be happy to take any questions.
Yeah, thank you. So if it's approved, how long thereafter do you think that project would kick off?
I'm sorry?
How long, if approved, how long before that those actual the project would actually be ready to go into city?
Depending on how things go through with the MOU and then the station siting, I would say about a month and a half.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's pretty fast. Okay, Chief, and every one of you, we're going to be the first ones on there. Like those bikes.
Yes.
All right, okay. All right, thank you. I'm excited. I think it's something that I think it's something that we could use, of course, in an example of public transportation community throughout the community. All right. Council members have any questions? If not, I want to thank you very much for the presentation.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so at this point, before I go on and open up the public communication, just want to also say we'll be opening up the housing, the finance, and the housing department concurrently as well. And council are also members of the board of the directors of the Housing Authority and Finance Authority, which are concurrently convening with the City Council this evening. And each council member is paid an additional stipend of $30 for attending the Housing Authority meeting and $50 for attending the Finance Authority meeting. So I just want to make sure that we set that for the record. So at this point, I will go ahead and open up the public communication. And anyone wishing to speak, you have approximately 3 minutes. Yes. Thank you.
Hi. Good evening, Council. My name is Matthew Buck. I'm with the California Apartment Association. California Apartment Association is the largest apartment group, trade group in the country. We represent local housing providers, operators, suppliers, along with business owners and real estate industry experts involved with a lot of different range of rental properties. We also include some single-family residences that we represent and the large apartment communities. Our members provide the majority of the affordable housing throughout LA County. We're here to express our deep concern and opposition to the recently passed rent control ordinance. We do applaud the City Council for trying to help the most vulnerable residents and working to address the effects of the regional housing shortage. But rent control is not the answer. Our members provide the affordable housing again for Baldwin Park residents, and this extreme form of rent control will negatively impact the housing stock and actually hurt the residents you're trying to protect. We ask that the council repeal the rent control ordinance and adopt the new state law, AB 1482. The state law will prevent rent gouging and also create a for-cause system as it relates to evictions. Many cities in the regions did create urgency ordinances to act as a stopgap between the state law and the January 1st implementation date. You guys went along really far along, went past it, the past stopgap, making it harder. The thing is that it's going to be harder to find. It's going to be harder to find housing, and it's going to be more expensive to find housing from what you guys have done. Also, we have many members in the city that didn't receive notification on this. If we knew this was going to be happening, we could have had some dialogue and maybe prevented some of the things that are in there that we're worried about. Some of the things that we're really concerned with are things like the pass-through mechanisms. There's no pass-through mechanism for when you have to recoup the capital improvements on those units, so that's a big one. Also, the maximum cap at 3%, regardless of CPI, its adjustment. Earlier this year, CPI went above 4%. So those are inflation costs that are passed on to the owners they can't get back now. They can't do it. A lot of our smaller business folks, a lot of our smaller owners it's hard. It's a burden on them to take care of that when the cost of inflation goes up. So 3% is a big problem. Also, the ordinance is very confusing and complex. Honestly, it's going to take a lot of man hours, thousands of staff time hours to help kind of assist our folks to implement this. And these are just a few examples. But, so Baldwin Park's your rent control ordinance, it's not an affordable housing strategy, and it's going to make the city's housing crisis worse. But, we're here to help. We want to work with you. We want to partner with the city, and we urge you to partner with us. And thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. As you know, I'm Bill Rue, the Government Affairs Director for the Citrus Valley Association of Realtors, with offices in South El Monte, Glendora, and Rancho Cucamonga. And we represent about 7,000 realtors in a two-county region. In regard to the rent control ordinance, several of our members have a concern. If somebody owns or is buying a home, condo, townhouse here in Baldwin Park, it is not uncommon in our society for somebody with their employer who may have to transfer to another part of the state or the country for a year or two or three for work. Even our military families have that. It is not uncommon for those families to rent out their home, condo, townhouse, and then when they move back, they have the 30 days, the people are given what they need to do, and their family rehabitates their house. Under this ordinance, that would be very difficult for a family to do. And so we ask that you look at that and consider the families who do have to move away temporarily and then move back, and they would not be able to get it back into their own home. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you for being here. Anyone else? Thank you.
Good evening, Council members.
Good evening.
My name is John Fessler, and I'm a homie.
All righty.
I moved here to Baldwin Park with my parents back in 1958.
Wow.
When they purchased a chicken ranch on Puente Avenue that's right across the street from where the Home Depot is now. And at that time, I was 8 years old. At At that time, Baldwin Park was actually considered to be the country, although it was really only 18 miles due east of downtown Los Angeles. I still remember in those days, the city was full of ranches, whether it be chicken ranches or cattle, horses, and other livestock. There were also a lot of fruit trees, mostly oranges, but there was a lot of other stuff like cherries, peaches, grapefruit, apples, you name it. But in 1962, things started to change. Suddenly, I remember a major home builder came by, just popped up out of nowhere, and started buying up the ranches that were surrounding our property. In fact, they wanted to buy our property as well, but my dad refused. After that huge housing tract was built, it was so close to us that we realized that our days of being, chicken ranchers was going to be numbered. It just so happened that about a year after that, another developer popped up, and this one wanted to build 40 units right next door to our property. The next door property was identical in size, being 1 acre. However, the lot was kind of long and narrow, so the city denied the 40-unit proposal because it was just too narrow. Instead, what they did was they approved the construction of 7 bungalows, small bungalows. And so at that time, that wasn't even possible unless they got an easement, a driveway easement from my parents. So my parents agreed to that, but then they got the idea, well, why don't we do the same thing? Because we got to get rid of the chickens, so we might as well do something with the property, and why not just build 7 bungalows like the next door neighbor? So that's how my family got involved in the rental business. Over the years, we acquired a couple of properties next door, totaling a total of 21 bungalows over 3 acres. Now, fast forward, to, let's say, last fall, it seemed like almost immediately after the statewide, oh my God, I'm over.
All right, yeah, sorry about that. All right, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. At this point, anyone else wishing to speak?
Mayor, I just want to remind that if you need an interpreter, we do have an interpreter. Si necesitan un intérprete, tenemos un intérprete para que si gustan hablar, por favor.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. I'm Carol Donahue, property owner in Baldwin Park since the 70s. Regarding rent control, years ago, when rent control was implemented in Harlem, obviously years ago, owners no longer did repairs to their property. Disrepair followed. Buildings were empty, and the area was generally a disaster. Obviously, I'm concerned, since I am one who does things to keep the property up, I'm concerned about the community going into a state of disrepair and improvements going by the wayside. Thank you for your time.
Oh, no, thank you very much. All right, moving along with public communication. Yes, thank you. Go ahead.
Honorable Mayor and City Council, my name is Fred Sutton. I'm here on behalf of the California Apartment Association, work on these issues throughout Los Angeles County, and we thank you for everything you guys do up here every night. Obviously, we have large concerns over the rent control ordinance that passed last year. And actually, I know there's several housing providers in the audience. If you're here that's a housing provider, please stand for a few minutes. Okay. Owners simply didn't know certain aspects of what was being done last year. And I think there was a lot of confusion. There was an interim ordinance that was being looked at. And across the state, a lot of cities looked at interim ordinances as stopgaps between the ordinances that they did have to AB 1482. AB 1482 took effect on January 1st. It's a statewide price gouging and for-cause eviction law that's statewide. So I think there was a lot of confusion over exactly what was going on. Unlike those other cities, Bell Gardens, Cudahy, Torrance, cities throughout the state that repealed their local ordinances, Bell Gardens seemed to have made a permanent rent control ordinance. There's certain aspects of it that are very strict, and I'd go as far as say very severe. The 3% is a maximum cap. It's not actually tied to CPI, so you actually can't keep up with CPI here in Baldwin Park. The financial flexibility, there's many owners back here that haven't raised rents in many years, and it's because they always had financial flexibility. If you look at studies from Los Angeles, in strict rent control jurisdictions, you actually get more rent increases than surrounding jurisdictions that would be under AB 1482. We also didn't see any financial review on the costs of the program, the administration. Generally, throughout the state, any rent control program will cost millions of dollars for a city of this size. So I guess we're asking respectfully for the conversation. I know there's supposed to be meetings to the community, but to meet with some owners to discuss certain aspects of the ordinance. AB 1482 just passed. I mean, it's a perfect opportunity to see what needs to be stricter from the city's point of view, what doesn't make sense, what does make sense. Because also what's in 1482 is this 1-year vesting period before just cause policies apply. It's very important. It was a large negotiation up in the state over this. If someone's coming in and doing drugs or doing illegal activity, they specifically had this 1 year to give people an opportunity to not renew with an individual that may be causing a nuisance on the property and not have to give a cause, which can be very, very lengthy in courts and can drag it out for 3-6 months for a disturbance on the property. So we're very hopeful that we can work with the city over the coming weeks on this and try to find a way forward on the rent control ordinance. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Anyone else wish to speak? Thank you.
Mayor, City Council, my name is Emmanuel, resident of Baldwin Park, renter as well. I want to talk about rent control since everybody's talking about it. We've been working on rent control for over 2 years. We had 2 public hearings, which no one showed up to. Paul, Mayor, Alejandra, Ricardo, I don't know where he's at, he's not here. We've shared with you stories of why people need regulations in the housing industry. Somebody mentioned that rent control isn't the answer, and you're right, it's not the full answer, but it is a step forward. The lack of regulation has been hurting tenants and has been hurting them for decades. So if the lack of regulation really was the answer, we wouldn't be here today. And we know that the inability to afford housing in cities like ours are affecting our families, our neighbors, our community, our students. 1482, everybody keeps talking about it. The reason 1482 passed was because it wasn't strong enough. But we know that associations, apartment associations and realtor associations all over the state have been trampling on tenant movements and weakening these laws. Obviously, they're here because we know that the rent control ordinance that is passing in Baldwin Park is strong and it's efficient to protect the tenants, and it is something that's necessary. And I would hate to see that any of you try to go back on your word, because this is a movement. This is going in the right direction for the tenants, and there is tenants here as well. It's not just landlords, and you've met a lot of them before, and some of them are here today, and they will hopefully share with you how the rent freeze has helped them throughout the holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, move along.
Good night, City Council. My name, I need an interpreter, please.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Mi nombre es Julia Patrón. Tengo viviendo en Baldwin Park 20 años. Soy votante y soy ciudadana de este país.
My name is Julia Patron. I've been living in Baldwin Park for 20 years. I'm a voter and a citizen of this city.
Hoy vengo por mi voluntad y representando a muchos vecinos ancianos, familias y personas que se encuentran en este momento trabajando enfermos en sus hogares.
And I'm coming here. Is that working?
Yeah,
and I'm coming here tonight to speak on behalf of many neighbors, some of them older, some of them who are in this moment working, some of them who are sick, and some of them who can't be here tonight.
Vengo al igual que usted tocando la puerta de mi hogar en tiempos de elecciones, ofreciendo su ayuda en el momento que lo necesitábamos.
So you came to my door asking for help during campaigns in the moment that you needed it.
Pues bien, hoy vengo a pedirle cumpla esa promesa. Quizás
So I'm here today to ask you that you make right on those promises that you've made.
como usted recordará, en las 2 veces que ha visitado mi hogar en votaciones,
So I'll remind you that the 2 times that you've come to my house asking for votes,
vivo en mobile home.
I live in a mobile home.
Y me afecta el alza que ha habido en la renta de solo el espacio donde se encuentra asentada la casa que es de mi propiedad.
And I've been greatly affected by the raise in rent for the space where my mobile home, which is my property, sits on.
Donde me veo la necesidad desde ahorita en recortar otros gastos básicos como es comida, vestido y artículos de primera necesidad.
So I find myself having to cut from other basic necessities like food, basic necessities like in general.
Y de como mis vecinos, al querer vender su casa, tristemente veo que tienen que malbaratarla, porque los nuevos vecinos que intentan comprar la casa, la renta es excesivamente elevada, como si fuera de un departamento o casa.
And I find that when my neighbors have to sell their homes, they also have to partition them off like other neighbors do so they can get, because the rent is so high.
Ha sido mi hogar durante 20 años, con toda la seguridad de que tenía mi casa.
I've lived here for 20 years with a sense of security that I had my own home.
Me pregunto ahora, ¿qué será de las personas mayores de edad que solo esperan recibir su cheque de retiro para pagar renta, comida y medicinas?
And I ask myself, what do our elders in our community do when they have to pay the rent and they also have to pay for food and medicine?
Yo me reflejo en ellos si no empiezo desde ahora a hacer valer mi voto.
I'm reflected in them if now I don't really make my vote count.
A todos aquellos que tienen propiedades, tóquense el corazón, porque un día lo van a tener que, las consecuencias se van a ver en las calles.
For all those who are property owners, please search in your heart, because the consequences are what we're going to see later on in the streets.
Voy a hacer ahora valer mi voto a través de este micrófono. Este voto que sin saber o por ignorancia se lo otorgué. Pido se nos incluya a los habitantes de mobile homes en la nueva ley para el control de renta que existe para departamentos y casas. Nosotros
So right now I'm making my vote count with this microphone, because I gave you my vote, whether not knowing or foolishly gave you my vote, and I'm asking you to please extend the ordinance over people living in mobile homes.
Nosotros también pagamos impuestos, votamos y hemos sido ignorados. Somos residentes de Baldwin Park.
We also pay taxes, we also vote, and we've also been ignored, but we're citizens of Baldwin Park.
Considero que no necesitamos tiendas y restaurantes donde no podremos comprar si usted no nos soporta con la principal, que es asegurar el techo donde vivimos.
So I think we don't need businesses and restaurants where we can't even pay for the services when we are not able to pay for the roof over our heads.
Y que ha pasado de ser un lugar donde nos sintamos seguros y vernos ahora que se pretende usurar con el techo donde vivimos.
And when this used to be a place where we felt safe, and now we're no longer feeling safe.
Necesitamos irnos hoy con su respuesta a nuestra solicitud y saber por qué no nos han incluido en esta propuesta.
Today we need to go home with your response and know why you have not included us in your proposal.
Y por favor, dueños propietarios de casas, los entiendo, pero más que dinero se ocupa corazón, se ocupa otra cosa en este país, se ocupa unidad.
And I'm begging those homeowners and property owners, I understand where you're coming from, but what we need now is heart, for you to search your heart and for us to have unity in this country.
Gracias por su tiempo.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Ricardo. I've been a resident here in the city of Baldwin Park for 25 plus years. A lot of here you see families are concerned regarding the rent control. I ask that you guys please bring this back, include everyone. And I quote what Councilwoman Alejandra Avila said, you guys are elected to protect all, not just some. Please, I ask that you include everyone under your new ordinance for rent control. It's a person that grew up in Baldwin Park, continues living in Baldwin Park, and knows what's going through eviction, poverty, and stuff like that. And we got families out here that are currently going through that. Most of you guys up there maybe enjoy your Christmas, your holidays, without worrying what's going to happen next month for rent. A lot of these families were worried they were not going to have enough to pay for the rent. So I ask again to please bring this back and include everyone in Baldwin Park that you guys were elected to protect. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Linda Scale, and we've owned an apartment building in Baldwin Park for over 45 years. I'm here to oppose the severe restrictions under the Baldwin Park rent control, and to also voice my disappointment that we weren't notified in time to have a voice. I want to start by telling you a story, and it involves a major thank you, actually, to the mayor and the chief of police who helped us out in a very difficult situation. We rented, my husband was approached by somebody who was homeless. She had a daughter who was pregnant. She didn't have a job. She said she had poor credit because of medical problems. We rented to her. She brought in the homeless population of Baldwin Park. They wouldn't let the other residents come into their homes. There was drugs, needles. They tore the place apart, called the city, and complained about us for those things being broken. In all, they knew the system, so when we tried to evict them, they had the case transferred to federal court, which dragged things out for months. Meanwhile, the mailman was threatened when he tried to deliver the mail. It was horrible. What changed is actually we were frantic, and we went to the city and we ran into the mayor, who was amazing. He called in the chief of police, and that night they raided the building and was able to arrest some people that had warrants out, and it started to turn things around. But in the end, we had somebody move. It cost us about $35,000, and I just want to put a face on it's. I'm a social worker, and I work with the homeless population. I direct a mental health clinic. I have a soft spot for people that are hurting, but I would hope that you would consider both sides of the picture and know that when you put severe restrictions on, it really it limits what we can do as well. And just I want you to see both sides of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ronald Scale. I own 6 units at 1712, 1714 Big Dalton. I have owned these units for 45 years. I have furnished housing for many, many people over the 45 years. And generally, I've had a very good relationship with all these people that I've rented to. Okay, the only reason why I'm in the housing business is because this furnishes income to my family. If it wasn't for that, I would not be in the housing business. The city has imposed a very limited amount of money that I'm allowed to earn with their rent control. However, the city has not imposed any kind of restriction on things such as my repairs bills, my maintenance bills, my water bills, my electric bills, my trash bills. That has no limit. I just want to put it on notice that if I do not make money, the only option that I have is to shut the building down, which I'm willing to do if I do not make money. Because of rent control, my building is worth a lot less. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Buenas noches, City Council.
Going to translator. Thank you.
Good
Mi
evening,
nombre
City
es
Council.
Beatriz Sandoval, soy residente de la ciudad de Baldwin Park, también activista, organizadora con United Way, con la campaña de Everyone In, y también voluntaria organizadora con LA Boys y con muchas otras actividades en nuestra querida comunidad.
My name is Beatriz Sandoval. I'm a resident here of Baldwin Park. I'm also an activist and an organizer for Everyone In, the United Way campaign, and also with a lot of other organizations in our city.
La decisión que ustedes tomaron en mes de el 6 de noviembre y el 5 de diciembre ha dado tanto alivio a nuestras familias, no nada más ha dado un alivio financiero, pero también ha dado un alivio emocional a nuestros niños que asisten a nuestras escuelas.
The ordinances you passed on the 6th of November and on the 5th of December has caused a lot of relief in our community, not just a financial relief, but an emotional relief, emotional relief for our families and for our children who attend our schools.
Estamos aquí, muchos, no todos los personas que abogamos para que esta orden pasara, pero sí algunos de los residentes que siguen preocupados porque no han recibido el beneficio todavía de esa ordenanza. Y si se trata de presumir cuántas personas vienen, por favor, pónganse de pie las personas que rentan en esta ciudad.
So there's plenty of us here who are also representing the people who are happy about this ordinance. If it's about showing numbers, these are the numbers of people who are here to represent who is happy about this ordinance.
Yo no tuve tiempo para estar invitando personas porque esta moción ya se pasó. Ustedes tuvieron el carácter moral, porque esto más que dinero es un asunto moral.
I didn't have time to invite people to come to the meeting because you've already passed this, and I really think that you had the moral character, because this is a question of moral character, and you had it to pass this ordinance.
Estas familias tienen 2 o 3 trabajos en su hogar para poder pagar el alto costo de la renta.
These families have 2 and 3 jobs in the household to be able to afford the price of rent.
Tenemos 600,000 familias en el condado de Los Ángeles que pagan el 90% de su ingreso tan solo en renta.
We have 600,000 families in LA County who spend 90% of their income on rent.
El año pasado, 57% de las personas que quedaron homeless por primera vez dijeron que quedaron homeless porque no podían pagar el dinero, el costo de la vivienda.
Last year, 57% of those who became homeless for the first time said that they became so because they could not afford their rent.
Estas personas que han estado rentando sus unidades para su ingreso han tenido muchos años de libertad financiera porque la ley estatal se los ha permitido.
Those who have been renting their units have had many years of financial freedom to charge what they wanted to do because the state has left that to their own discretion.
Nosotros no estamos pidiendo para tener este reencontrol para tener una libertad financiera. Estamos aquí para tener un bocado que comprar a nuestros hijos de comer.
We're not here asking for this ordinance so we can just have financial liberty. We're asking for this so we can just have a little bit extra to feed our children.
Mi esposo tiene 2 trabajos, yo tengo un trabajo, un negocio, mis hijas 2 estudian y trabajan en la universidad.
My husband has 2 jobs, I have a job, my daughters have jobs, and they study in the university.
Y vivo en uno de los apartamentos que tiene los mejores servicios y el mejor trato para las personas que rentamos en esta ciudad.
And I live in one of the buildings that has some of the best treatment and best situations for their tenants in this city.
El dueño no sube más del 5% de la renta anualmente, no más, hasta el 3% no sube. Y esos apartamentos son los más cuidados. Usted los mencionó una vez en Baldwin Park y Francisquito. Los mejores apartamentos, no nada más en Baldwin Park, creo que hasta mejores que los de West Covina, Monrovia y otras ciudades.
So our landlord will not raise the rent more than 5%, sometimes only 3% in a year. And they're some of the best apartments, I would say, not just in Baldwin Park, but in this whole region. And you've mentioned them before.
Porque están preocupados porque los inquilinos y las personas nuestro dinero lo hacen valioso, porque nos dan dignidad en el lugar donde vivimos. No tenemos cucarachas, tenemos mantenimiento, tenemos un manager que vive en el condominio y cada mes hace un convivio para que las familias tengamos interactuemos unas con otras. Esa es una buena comunidad.
I live in a place where it's a good community. We don't have roaches. There's maintenance. Every month our landlord hosts a dinner for everyone to get together. And this is all of value because we have dignity and we have respect for the place that we live in.
Cada una de estas familias, en mi familia somos 4 votantes. Cada una de estas familias que rentan tiene más de un voto en su hogar. Por favor, consideren que esta moción que ustedes pasaron fue la mejor decisión que hubieran tomado para las familias residentes y votantes de la ciudad de Baldwin Park.
In my household, I have 4 voters. In many of these households, you have more than one voter. And so I'd say that you made the best decision to pass this ordinance. Please stick with it.
Gracias por esa votación y podemos seguir trabajando porque necesitamos también poner en control las casas y los condominios y los duples y todo lo que tenga que estar bajo un control para evitar la avaricia de ciertas asociaciones.
Thank you, and I hope that we can continue to talk about all the other units that need to be under this ordinance.
Moving along with public communication. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Inez Rodriguez, and I own 6 units in Baldwin Park on Puente. I feel like this is excessive, and also, I was not given any notification that there was any public hearings with regards to this, so that maybe my point of view could have come across as well. I know that there are perhaps some tenants, some landlords that do gouge people, but I think that those should be taken, that should be handled on a case-by-case basis and not group all of us into this type of, we're all gouging our tenants. I myself, I have tenants that we rent like $500-600 below what market rents are. Now, what is that? What is that? How am I going to be able to get to market rents when we have single parents that we have purposely kept the rent low to help them out, to help those families. I have a tenant right now that is well over $5,000 behind, and I have not evicted them. I'm working with them because it is a moral issue on my behalf. So I feel like, I just feel like we were not given the opportunity. And this ordinance, to me, I'm not an attorney. This is very confusing. I don't know. I honestly don't know how to interpret this. So I feel like there should be some more dialogue as well with regards to this.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. My English is not very good.
Okay. Okay.
My wife with me, but he have to go because I have 2 children, so he need to take my children. But we are not very rich. If we're very rich, we don't need to invest here. So right now we're not money here because the inflation rate is over 3 point. But right now you guys give us only 3 point. But we need to pay property tax. We need to pay insurance. We need to pay the maintenance fee. we need to, if we get a better tenants, we need to pay them we need to pay money to get a noise. So right now, if only 3 point, we not money here. So I have 3 friends here. Had friends here, but he have to go. They had to go because they same with me. They just only have not so much money invest here, but right now we not money here. So they same with me. They have to take their older people and their children. So we just want the fair rate, not just 3. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that, sir.
My name is Crawford Mahler. I've been a property manager for over 40 years, mostly retired now, but I've been managing properties in Baldwin Park and the surrounding cities for all that time. I think one of the unintended consequences of this ordinance you passed is that disruptive tenants, a landlord's not going to be able to evict them. It's just true that if you got somebody on the property who's really destroying the peaceful enjoyment of the other tenants, those other tenants aren't willing to testify in court against the bad tenant. And so that's why you got to give them a 30-day notice or 60-day notice. They've been there more than a year, because you're not going to get anybody to testify against them. A bad tenant will make their lives extra miserable if they testify against them in court. And so the result is that I lost my thing here. The attitude of the bad tenants will change as they find out that they can't be evicted. As long as they pay the rent, they can harass everybody as much as they want to because they know they're not going to be evicted. They won't be evicted. And that'll change their attitude. And I think that what's going to happen is that a lot of the good tenants will move out. And I think increasingly the city is going to be, they're going to have a lot of properties stuck with bad tenants because as time goes on, the rent will get cheaper and cheaper, and so they have the bad tenant has no incentive to move whatsoever. In fact, it's a benefit for staying. The high rents haven't been caused by the landlords. Look at the price of housing for buying a house. It's very expensive. And the problem is supply. And I think if you want to solve this problem, you have to increase the supply of apartments. And that will truly deal with the problem without punishing. Because you guys do represent everybody. But that means owners as well as tenants. As the people have mentioned, the vendors for properties, they won't be limited by that 3% increase. And so as a consequence, profits will shrink for property owners. And in the long run, they're not going to be able to they won't be able to upgrade their properties. And increasingly, they're going to defer maintenance because they have no incentive. They can't get more rent by doing good things for the property. And so they're going to defer maintenance, and the city will suffer because the appearances of the city will decline over time. So you're going to have a lot of bad tenants. I mean, that's the potential here, bad tenants and crummier buildings. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Moving along, public communication. Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council members. My name is Daniel Ayala. I've been living in Baldwin Park for more than 30 years. I'm living in this apartment for 25 years. And I would like you to notify all the owners of this ordinance that you passed. And I really appreciate, because I'm a disabled person and it helped me a lot. And also, like, There's owners and managers that are good people, but they are also abusive and bully managers that they do increase rent. They were increasing my rent twice a year, $100, and they don't care. They say that there was no rent control and they could do whatever they want. And now that you pass this, it's good for the poor people that you're helping. You already passed it. Okay, we're poor and we need. We don't want to be on the street living that. You see how many people is on the street because of this situation. Because there's a lot of poor people that cannot afford, to pay the much money, and they don't care. I know some owners are good owners that let them, be okay with whatever rent increase they do, But also owners and managers that are abusive, they do whatever increase they wanted to do because they always say that there's no rent control. And I appreciate you pass this because you're helping the poor people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Moving along with public communication.
Buenas noches. Mi nombre es María Guadalupe Sánchez.
Good evening. My name is Maria Guadalupe Sanchez.
Vivo aquí en el área de Baldwin Park durante 30 años.
I've been in Baldwin Park for 30 years.
Y más que nada vengo a agradecerles porque nos han ayudado bastante con el control de renta.
And more than anything, I've come to say thank you because you've helped us immensely with the rent control ordinance.
Y expresar que estoy muy agradecida porque soy una de las personas que el que no haya habido el control de renta salí afectada. En el mes de septiembre de 2019, la manager del apartamento donde vivo me aumentó la renta a $300 más de lo que estoy pagando.
So I'm one of the people that has been greatly affected by the lack of rent control. In September of last year, my manager raised my rent $300 in one shot.
Y pues yo espero que ella ya al recibir el reporte del control de renta, pues haya un cambio en lo que yo estoy pagando. Soy madre soltera y sí se me hace un poquito difícil pagar la cantidad que me está cobrando.
And I'm hoping that once she receives news about the ordinance that will help change the situation, alleviate the situation, because I am a single mother and it is a little bit hard for me to make ends meet and pay the rent at the end of the month.
Pues muchas gracias por todo lo que hacen por los que estamos rentando y nada más es todo agradecerles lo que hacen.
So above all, thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. It really helps us out, and more than anything, I'm just grateful.
All right. Thank you. Gracias.
Sí. Hola, buenas noches. Mi nombre es Diana y estoy aquí porque también me aumentaron un 13% este mes y yo le expliqué a la manager que había pasado una ley y por más que le di pruebas de videos, algo que bajé del internet y que decía todo, me dijo que no, que tenía que pagar el aumento.
My name is Diana, and I live here in Baldwin Park. I'm also been affected. My manager raised my rent 13% this month. And as much as I showed her proof that this ordinance had been passed, videos and things that I had downloaded from the internet, she refused to acknowledge that and asked me to pay the increase.
Es todo. Gracias.
Okay, gracias. Thank you.
Can we get her information back?
Yes. If you could just tell. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and move on with the public communication. Thank you. Good evening.
Hi, I'm Cindy Rodriguez, and we have an apartment complex that we rent. We don't gouge people. We have tenants that have lived in our units for over 20 years. We pay property taxes and we pay yearly license fees to the city. We also maintain high quality units and it's a gated community. California has already implemented a new rental law that limits rental increases and evictions with cause. I'm not really sure why the city of Baldwin Park decided that they needed something more stringent than the state and more restrictive. Also, why the city of Baldwin Park did not give a notice or seek any input from owners of the rentals. Seems you would want to hear both sides of this, just as the state did. With this new restrictions you're implementing, it is so restricting that we will need to reconsider staying in the city of Baldwin Park, and we will look at selling and moving to a less restrictive city. 1 to 3% maximum rent increase will not even cover annual utility, pest control, maintenance increases. I think this was done on purpose to avoid community input by the owners. It's very sad that the city chose this route. We hope that you will consider just try out the state law, see how that works first. If something with the state law doesn't work, then work with the community, including the property owners, to work out a resolution to this problem.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, moving along with public communication. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm John Rodriguez. That was my wife, Cindy Rodriguez. And I just want to start off by saying the 1% to 3% cap on yearly increases in rents is between $15 and $45 on a $1,500 rental unit, which will not cover increases for property taxes, hazard insurance, repairs, supplies, business license, pest control, gardening, replacement of roofs, central heating and air conditioners, a water heater. A water heater installed is just over $1,000. Divided by the $15, it would take 66 months just to recoup that cost on that water heater. And the other thing is, do you know how lenders determine a loan for 5 units or above? It's all based on cash flow. Property has to have a cash flow of 1.15 cash flow. And if you don't have that, you won't get the loan. I only have 2 years left before I have to go back and refinance. And they used to give us 100% of rents to qualify. They're only giving us now 75 because of the rent control. And if the rent control, if cash flow is not as good as it used to be, their loans will. I won't be able to pay off the existing loan, and I'll have to come up with a difference. And if I can't come up with a difference, it'll foreclose, and somebody will buy it at the auction for a lot less money than what it's really worth. They'll knock down the buildings and put up probably townhouses and condominiums, and you'll lose 14 affordable rental units. And so if I lose the 14 units, the city loses this 14 units. 14 families can't rent. And in the last 15 years, the city of Baldwin Park has only produced 10 new apartments. So in one day, you could lose 14, where it took you 10 years or 15 years just to get 10 new ones. So the big question everyone is asking is, why is Baldwin Park even considering their own rent control? The state of California just implemented the new law effective this year. The city of Baldwin Park is implementing rent control without public debate or environmental impact report pertaining to the city budget and the possible loss of apartment buildings in the city. I hope the city can find a better way to accommodate the building of new apartments to end the shortage of apartment units. Rent control is the beginning of the affordable unit rentals.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate that, sir. All right, thank you. At this point, we'll go ahead and move on with public communication. Anyone else wishing to speak? Approximately 3 minutes.
Buenas noches, señores del concilio. Mi nombre es Alicia Escalante.
Good evening, council members. My name is Alicia Escalante.
Tengo 19 años siendo residente de aquí de la ciudad de Baldwin Park.
I've been a citizen of Baldwin Park for 19 years.
Soy voluntaria de la organización de LA Voice.
I'm a volunteer for LA Voice.
Y tenemos 2 años estuvimos viendo la injusticia de la renta, del incremento de la renta, pero trabajamos muy fuerte para que se hiciera posible el control de renta y estuvimos muy contentos y seguimos agradeciendo porque pasara.
We've been working for 2 years for rent control, and we're very grateful for the work that's been done for the ordinance that's been passed.
Se fueron 2 personas que vinieron a contarnos muy contentas porque se les regresaron a cada una, le regresaron $100 de lo que ya se les había aumentado.
So 2 people had to leave, but they were here to express how happy they were because $100 of the rent increase that they had experienced was given back to them.
Pero como escucharon, hay muchos lugares donde no han recibido la carta, no la tienen y no, por eso no han seguido las reglas, por lo cual nos gustaría mucho que les enviaran las cartas a todos para que se respete la ordenanza.
But as you can see, there are many places who have not received the card that went out or the advisement that went out, and so they're continuing to raise the rent. So we would like to ask for you to enforce the ordinance and make sure that people are receiving that notification.
Es todo. Muchas gracias.
That's all. Thank you.
Appreciate that. All right, moving on with public communication. Anyone else wishing to speak? Thank you. Good evening.
Hi. So my parents, they own an apartment building in Baldwin Park, and I own apartment buildings also, but I come from LA, and I came here to support my parents. And I wasn't going to speak; I was just going to be listening. I'm really not a speaker, but I just had something in me said no. I have to speak up because I've lived with rent control. It is so hard on the landlords, and in my opinion, it's just so unfair. And usually, if I was going to speak, I would be so much more prepared. So I just quickly jotted down some notes. Quite often, when they were trying to do the what am I trying to say? They always portray the landlords as the greedy landlords. I'm saying that because it was on TV when they were trying to pass rent control. And my husband and I would always say the greedy landlords. I mean, I wanted my dad, for example. I want to put another face to the landlords. My dad, he never raised the rent. He helps his tenants fix their cars. He gives their tenants work and pays them much more than what they do the work, but he pays a lot, just because he feels bad and he tries to help. We're not greedy landlords. We're just trying to make a living. We have high mortgages. We don't think about this. We have bills, we have food, we have to pay for the gardening, the water, it goes on and on and on. And I don't know how much my dad's rents are, but if I had to guess, I would guess around $1,200. That's, if you break it down, that's $40 a day. My husband and I, when we go out for lunch, we pay more for lunch than an apartment unit for $40 a day. If you do the 3% on $1,200, that's just a little over $1 a day raise, if you think about it. And yeah, so anyways, I can go on and on, but I just really, really want you guys to consider this. In my opinion, it's just really, really unfair. I mean, in the end, it's our property, and we're not living in it. We could live in it, we could give it to our kids, but we give that up, and I think we forget about that. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. We'll allow with public communication. Anyone else wishing to speak? Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Good evening.
My name is Roger Mack.
Yes, sir.
I'm handling some tenant here. But I just want to bring out one point. The housing problem is
Excuse me, sir.
everybody agrees.
Stop. Excuse me. We could be a little quiet back there so we could hear the gentleman speak. Appreciate that. All right, thank you.
Everybody agrees there's a housing problem, but already the state already set up the law to cap the thing. But only I just want to bring out one opinion is if Baldwin Park is more stricter than that, stricter than the state law, what happened is Baldwin Park will be less competitive. The people will not interested in investing in Baldwin Park because fixing they already have the law to try in the state to cap the helping the renter, but stricter will make Baldwin Park less competitive. Even me will be reconsider to investing in Baldwin Park or my friends. So that's why I want you to reconsider that point. That's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. All right, move along with public communication. Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Lupe. I'm a property owner here for about 18 years here in Baldwin Park, and I'm not in agreement with the 3%. It's quite severe. I feel like in the short and long run, it's going to come out negative because property owners will end up having to sell their units because we won't be able to keep up with the property increase, the tax increases, maintenance, whatnot. And I feel like there could be other ways to help the low-income housing, maybe apply for federal grants or write up some contracts for more senior housing, low-income families, homeless people. I feel like we're giving the brunt of the problem, and we're already paying we're, as a middleman, paying the tax all across the board. So to keep everybody's paycheck going and whatnot, all the services going, we pay everything. So the state already came out with their 5% cap, and I feel we should give that a try first and maybe reconsider. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Anyone else wishing to speak? Thank you. Good evening.
Hello, City Council members. I'm here on a different topic. My name is Catherine Contreras, and I'm representing the Stop Planned Parenthood in Baldwin Park Coalition. We don't want Planned Parenthood in Baldwin Park. They are corrupt. They kill innocent baby humans. They harm and lie to women. Planned Parenthood has been caught shielding child predators, pimps, and sex traffickers. That is what you are inviting with Planned Parenthood. Baldwin Park has federally qualified healthcare centers. There are 14 federally qualified healthcare centers in Baldwin Park and its neighboring cities. Planned Parenthood has been caught lying about the services they provide, deceiving government officials, defying state and federal laws, and submitting fraudulent Medicaid claims. Planned Parenthood facilities across the country have advised young people how to experiment with dangerous sexual practices and to illegally visit sex shops. Is the new Planned Parenthood going to perform chemical abortions? Will they perform surgical abortions? What will happen to the baby body parts from the surgical abortions? Is Baldwin Park zoned to have the human body parts going down their sewage system? Who will pick up the baby body parts? How will they dispose of the baby body parts? It is disgusting and evil to bring this to Baldwin Park. Baldwin Park is a good city. We understand that some of you may support Planned Parenthood and think that they are a good organization. As you have heard tonight and from previous months, from constituents and citizens from the surrounding neighborhoods, we don't want Planned Parenthood in Baldwin Park. Planned Parenthood plans to open its facility on January 2nd, which is next Wednesday. Will you be attending their opening or any of their events? You've been hearing from the citizens of Baldwin Park for months about how harmful Planned Parenthood is, and you've heard their opposition to Planned Parenthood coming to Baldwin Park. Will you be supporting Planned Parenthood? After hearing all of this information about Planned Parenthood, will we see you at their events or on their donor lists? We don't want Planned Parenthood in Baldwin Park, and we don't want any of our elected officials to be supporting Planned Parenthood. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay, moving on with public communication. Thank you. Good evening.
Hi, Councilman. Everyone, how are you? I sit over there. Beginning, I think it's hard for me to state my position because so many people complain about the situation, what is the reality in everybody's life. So how can I do? For example, I'm not complaining anything. I just saying I'm just based on a good people to do my rental only. For me, I maintain everything. I do everything. I do whatever the tenant asks me to do. Now I just want to say something about how is the 3%. My AC unit, each unit is now I changing. Each unit is $6,000. How can we cover everything for 3%? I just hope everybody understand. I also understand the tenants, they are very hard. I understand. I tell my kids also how hard everybody's life. If you don't believe, you go to rent it. I understand. I really understand and appreciate the tenant. They're working hard for us, making another business for renting. But I just want to make my voice that the councilman understand 3% really is punish our owners, the people. How long I never increase anything, right? We just do whatever we need to do. We just do what the tenant asks us to do, try to maintain and try to get a good condition for them to stay. I understand, tenant, you are harder life, I understand. But when the nation or when the utility increase my bill, the property tax increase, can I go to the White House to say something? Right? So, but I need to still to survive. Otherwise, like some landlords say, just walk away and bankruptcy. That's it. Because really, we need survive, but I'm asking councilman reconsideration. That 3%, how it come from? Please, everybody is in everyday's life. You go outside, buy something. How much increase? Go Home Depot, try how much increase from the parts. Please, I hope everybody can understand. Thank you, and also thank you to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Anyone else wishing to speak on our public communication? Good evening. Mario.
Good evening, council members, Mayor, Mario Maciel. I just want to say thank you for putting that ordinance through. It really has made a difference in a lot of our community. There are a lot of people that are still struggling due to the fact that some of the owners, I guess, are clueless as to the ordinance going through. So I wanted to ask, who do I need to address so we can get a letterhead in which we could actually hand to the property owners ourselves for them to know that there is an ordinance in place. Because I'll be more than happy to turn those in myself. Also, there's a couple issues that are still going on, and I did see Council Tafoya grab a couple names. Do we address them to him as far as the issues that are at hand, or is there someone else that we need to address?
I'll cover it at the end.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I don't know who it is that's leading the group of property owners, but they're being misled because the ordinance clearly states if they have a just cause to evict people, it's there. There's nothing to it. If somebody's destroying their property, that's more than a just cause to evict the person. So it's in there. It's in the ordinance. I think it was written out pretty clearly. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. All right, anyone else wishing to speak under public communication? That's Margarita Vargas.
President.
It's a different subject. I just want to know if you can provide us with information, not right now, I mean at the now maybe, about what's going on with the MRF, because I went to the Irwindale City Council the other day, and they said that the court stopped the building, but they still say they're going to fight it. So I just want to know, I want the residents to know what's going on with that building. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mateo. All right, so at this point, anyone else wishing to speak under public communication? If not, just, well, first of all, Margarita,
Mayor.
Hold on, let me just say something.
Okay, I just wanted, before we lose anybody, because I see people leaving,
Yes.
and I just wanted to clarify what the ordinance is.
Right.
Like the
let
top
me just start, first of all, just to let everyone know, what's excluded are single-family homes, condominiums, and townhomes. Now, allow me to, so what I'm, again, so single-family homes, condominiums, and townhomes are excluded. And mobile homes as well, and duplexes as well. So I want to make that very clear. Now, I'm going to ask the city attorney real quick to explain the mobile home, because I think that falls under a whole different category for the state. So I could have the interpreter, so that if you come up here, city attorney, can you kind of go ahead and go over the actual mobile home? And
certainly, Mr. Mayor.
The slower the better.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Mobile homes under the City of Baldwin Park ordinance are excluded.
En el momento, casas de mobile homes están excluidos bajo la ordenanza.
Under the state law 14 AB 1482, mobile homes are also excluded.
Bajo la ley estatal también están excluidos.
So mobile homes are excluded both in Baldwin Park and throughout the state.
Entonces están excluidos en Baldwin Park y en todo el estado.
Okay. All right. So thank you. Let me just finish up by also, excuse me.
Can we also have our counsel repeat that so that she can say it in Spanish and everybody can hear, what is excluded from the ordinance?
Okay.
In the same
All right.
fashion.
So the single family homes, condominiums, townhomes, and duplexes are excluded from the rent control. And mobile homes, excuse me.
Hogares de familias singulares, condominios, duplexes y casas mobile homes están todos excluidos bajo la ordenanza de la ciudad y también la ley estatal.
Yes. And I just want to also say that the city held 3 different hearings that were available for input, and I know that letters were sent out to all the apartment dwellings throughout the city of Baldwin Park as well. So, you want to go ahead and just read?
Yeah, también está explicando que hubo 3 audiencias separadas diferentes en las que la gente podía dar sus opiniones y también se mandaron cartas a todos los departamentos en Baldwin Park.
Mm-hmm. And I want to just also conclude with reference to that particular area that I wanted to share, and I just forgot what I was going to say. Went on. Well, just go ahead. And,
Well, you
move
think,
on.
Mayor, can I add?
Yeah. Yes. And I'll
Maybe
think about it.
you
Yes.
get your
Well, hold on. Vice Mayor was next. I'll allow her, and then we'll go over to you.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody who got up to speak today. I know that this is a very difficult issue, and I do feel for the property owners that have been affected. And again, it is multifamily apartment property owners. And I am also a property owner. I own property outside of the city of Baldwin Park, and I understand what you're talking about with fixed costs and rising costs and all of it. I also hear loud and clear, the residents of our city that are really facing some very tough economic challenges. And I've been a renter in this city, and I have experienced $300 increases annually. And so I understand. And, I've been fortunate to be able to absorb that and to live in a place that I have loved. But I understand, too, that that's not the case for, a lot of our constituents. And so it is important that we tackle this very challenging issue and that we try to do it, putting our heads together. And so, we are looking at this housing crisis. We're seeing a rising homeless population even in our city. And we have made efforts to bring in affordable housing, to include affordable housing with new developments. And so I think there's more that we can do, but we have been making the effort without impacting the private sector. And so, but here we are in this very difficult time where we're seeing the homeless population rise, and we're seeing non-traditional homeless, seniors that it looks like they've just fallen on hard times and they can't afford housing anymore. And so you see them pushing carts and things like that being on the, and so as a policymaker in this community, we are challenged. And I do want to say that I've heard both sides very loud and clear. I do think that because we, limited our ordinance to specific property types, we do want to see how effective this is. And I appreciate the unintended consequences that were shared earlier because, of course, we want to be very thoughtful and aware of what could happen. And I'm just kind of thinking outside the box, but in many ways, we are asking these property owners of apartment buildings to partner with us in addressing the housing crisis in our community. And so in thinking outside the box, I would ask our community development department to work with, I know we have hired a grant writer, and to seek out any grants, perhaps, for affordable housing type grants that, I know it's probably not the answer that you're looking for, the solution that you're looking for, but could we look at having them, draw down any grant monies or any, in many ways, they are partnering with us to address this housing crisis and provide affordable housing, even though it may not be like defined as such, right? But is there any way that we could partner with them to possibly explore that and offset, with any type of grant funds? And I'm just, again, I'm thinking out loud, thinking outside the box. I know it's not the answer that the property owners are looking for, but perhaps if it is viable, it could certainly provide some relief while at the same time providing the affordable rents to our residents. So I would just ask that, and I just want you all to know that I've heard you. It is a challenge in our community right now, and I've been on both sides. So, I just wanted to let you know that I've heard you loud and clear. It is a challenging issue, and it's a challenge even sitting here on the dais, just to let you know. It's not an easy one, but we made our we made the ordinance trying to be as sensitive as possible, and I just stand by it.
All right, thank you very much. This one, Councilmember Alejandra Avila.
Thank you, Mayor. I also want to welcome everybody and thank everybody for coming up here to speak on your concerns on this rent ordinance. As Councilmember Garcia said, we did work on this and we thought about it thoroughly on the importance of this ordinance. We have seen a lot of displaced families in our community because of the rent increases. Working for the Baldwin Park School District, I personally have seen families and worked with families, provided vouchers that the city was able to provide for them to at least stay in a hotel because they have been evicted because they haven't been able to afford the rent. That was one of the main reasons that we talked about this ordinance and put it together. All of the council members and mayor were in agreement on putting this ordinance together. I understand the landlords that they feel that 3% is too much, and that we're grouping you as everybody being a bad landlord. We are not doing that. We understand we have good landlords here in Baldwin Park, like Beatriz said, but we do also understand and have seen that there are landlords and property owners that don't respect our tenants, that they increase their rents, that they don't take care of the buildings that they are living in. And it is very important that we take care of our community. It's important that we unite and work together. Now, when it comes to evictions, we did put the just cause clause in that ordinance. You do have a right to evict your tenants. If somebody there is doing something illegally, you have that right to evict your tenant. It's very clear on there. Maybe we can work on changing the wording so it's more clear of what you can do as landlords, but it is in there. Again, this is all for the benefit of our tenants, and we hope to continue working with this. And like Councilwoman Garcia said, we're checking to see how it's all working. And hopefully we can work together, the owners and the renters, so that everybody benefits from this. And again, I want to make sure that you owners know not everybody is a bad owner here. We know we have good managers, but as you all know, we have bad managers too, and we have to protect our tenants. We have to make sure they are being provided affordable housing, somewhere where they can live, where it's clean and they're proud to live in, just like Beatriz has. That is our goal for the rest of Baldwin Park, to have nice, affordable housing. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Alejandra Avila. At this point, Councilmember Paul Hernandez.
Thank you. Again, to all that came out, thank you for taking the time out of your busy days, considering you all have either one or two jobs, to be here and expressing your thoughts and your feelings. To the property owners, thank you again for coming out here. Many of you spoke about not raising your rents for quite some time, working with the tenants. So with that, I applaud you for doing those and doing that for quite some time. As we move forward, because this is a living document, as we move forward, we do have staff that will be sending out notifications, invites, so people understand clearly exactly what the ordinance does provide. For property owners, it does provide an option in which you can seek beyond the cap of the CPI. But on very rare occasions. But that is a process in which we will be developing because we were thinking about that. So that is something that, it's not to say that, you're pigeonholed to one number or one thing, but it is, again, it's a living document. So what I would ask is for us to, collectively work together and move this, forward in the next 12 to 18 months before we start, changing anything within the ordinance, because then we'll be here time after time, and that will lead a lot to confusion, not only to you and your colleagues that are owners, but also to tenants to understand what are their rights. And that goes for both ways. So with that, I want to say thank you once again. Appreciate it.
One more thing, Mayor.
Yes,
if we can make sure, tenant requested a letterhead that they can provide to the property owners for whatever reason that they didn't get the notification of the ordinance. If we can make sure and resend that ordinance and provide letterheads in case some of the tenant needs it, to provide it to the management and have it ready, so if they come to the office, they can pick it up from us, please.
What I would suggest, Mr. Mayor and City
Yes.
Council members, if people want to be informed about the ordinance, they are at the city's website, right on the front page. Better than a letterhead would just be the actual ordinance. They're signed, they're on the website. We can also provide copies at City Hall as well. They are available. That's a signed ordinance by the mayor and the City Council members.
And Ben?
And we will be doing outreach. I'm sorry.
No, go on. I think you're right.
We will be, appreciate your patience. We will be reaching out to both landlords and tenants to discuss the implementation of the ordinance, allow questions, do presentations. It's something new to myself personally and my staff members. So we're going to be discussing the process, how it works, answering questions in community forums. So we'll be doing that in the near future. I don't want to give dates yet because I don't have them, but we're preparing materials and we will be reaching out to you. So thank you for your patience.
Yeah, and I want to thank you. This way, it kind of incorporates and further input from the apartment owners that are currently here today. You know, I've been on the city council for 1999 as mayor. And some of the apartments have changed. Some of them, as was mentioned here, I didn't know that you lived there, Beatriz, which is a perfect example, and we should recognize that apartment unit. Francisquito and Puente, incredible what they've done, the interior of it, the little trails and everything. It's very, very friendly for the residents. And at the same time, you have those that are slumlord apartment units, and there's several that I want to target this year that residents of Ballpark do not deserve to live in slumlord type of conditions. And we obviously have known that being as mayor. We went after one, and I won't mention it. I don't want to end up getting a lawsuit for it. Ended up in the media, and I'm telling you, this person was just racking up the rents on there. So, and we're going to monitor them very closely to make certain. And again, 3 of them that I want to target, and we're going to make certain that they are providing the same type of condition that anyone would expect in an affluent community, and it's important for us. So I want to send that message very clearly. I respect each and every one of you that are here, and I could only imagine that you probably do have very nice condition apartments for the residents, and it's very important for us because these residents should not be in a cockroach-infested, rat-infested, and believe me, these particular areas are in that type of condition, and that is unacceptable, and we're going to go after them from the city and the county, whatever we need to do. Very clear. So on that end, Ballpark residents also, like a affluent community, should be respected, just like you would in any other. Of course, we've been stereotyped for many, many, many years, but there's people that have made money off of the residents from the city of Baldwin Park. And again, the message from me as the mayor of Baldwin Park, that we're going to work together, but we also expect that you also provide quality type of living standards for everyone. So I'll end on that part.
And Mayor, just to piggyback off what you said, working with the Baldwin Park School District, I do a lot of home visits, and I have seen exactly what you're talking about, and it's a disgrace, and it's really sad to see children running around, and a lot of times they don't know any better. But it's really sad to see the condition that these families are living in. Again, I'm not saying it's you that are here, no. But I have seen it many a times because, again, I do those home visits, and that's what we're trying to work with. We're trying to improve the quality of life for our residents.
Yeah, and again, I'm not targeting. I'm just saying there are those apartments that exist in the city of Ballpark. We obviously know that, and what I want to do is expose those owners of those dwellings as well. Even if we put their pictures up on the billboard along the freeway to let them know these are slumlords, because that's unacceptable. So. All right, so at this point, we're going to go and have ended the public communication. We're going to go into the consent calendar. This point, I'm going to go ahead and pull item number 11. Vice Mayor,
I'll second that.
Okay. I'm going to pull item number 11. Actually, I want it to be brought back to another meeting. So that's what I'll do there.
And I'll also pull item number 12.
Okay, item number 12. So at this point, we'll go ahead and move approval of consent calendars items 1 through 13.
I'll second that.
Second by Vice Mayor Monica Garcia. Any objections? Seeing none, so moved. At this point, item 11, which is the pre-qualification list for environmental consulting services to allow expedite process. Let's bring this back to another meeting, and let's open up the bid as well further.
Number 11.
Number 11. Okay.
Mayor, as far as item number 12, can we get an update on the Complete Streets project and what's being proposed exactly at Main Avenue? At another meeting.
Yeah, same for this one.
Okay, so moving it.
Okay. 11 and 12?
Up to another meeting.
Okay. So, all right, so at this point, I'll go ahead and combine them together. I'll go ahead and move for the 11 and 12. Both will be brought to a future meeting. That's my motion. Second. Any objections? See none, so move. All right, so at this point, we'll go over to the public hearing, which is the consideration of adoption of an interim urgency ordinance establishing a moratorium, a new and expansion of massage establishments urgency ordinance. So at this point, I will go ahead and open it up for anyone to speak in favor.
Mayor.
Yes.
You didn't pass the rest of the items. You pulled the two.
Yeah, we did.
and you pulled
The first one, did I pass the first one? Did I call to move for move for items with the exception of items?
No.
I did?
Yeah, you
Pulled the two items.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I went ahead and.
And he
Then I went a motion.
Yes.
On item 11
and Mayor
and
Pro
12.
Tem seconded.
Yeah, he did. It's okay, that's fine.
And then Mayor Pro Tem
Actually,
seconded.
Second to pull the items.
then the second one was by Hernandez, excuse me.
Was it to pull the items or to approve the rest of the?
To bring them back at a future meeting.
Right, so did you approve the rest of that?
Yes, we did.
I
Yes.
didn't miss that.
It's okay, that's fine. That's fine, no big deal. Okay, all righty. All right, so at this point, I'm going to bring up those that wishes to speak in favor of this ordinance. Oppose? See no interest, and I'll declare the public communication closed. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and read and list council members. Excuse me? No? No, public hearing, sorry about that. So it's a public hearing is now closed. So at this point, I'll go ahead and read the adopt ordinance number 1448, entitled an interim urgency ordinance of the city of Baldwin Park declaring a moratorium on establishment of new and expansion of existing massage establishments within the city of Baldwin Park and declaring the urgency thereof. That is my motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Second by who?
Hernandez.
Oh, Hernandez? Okay. Any objections? See none, so move. All
Can I
right.
make a quick comment on that?
Yes, absolutely.
Public hearing. I just want to thank Shannon. It has been a major concern of mine that we do something with this, and I want to thank Shannon for taking it up, and we're going to be working on it. So thank you, Shannon, for this.
All righty. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, sir. All righty. At this point, we're going to go to the the city council acting as successor agency of the dissolved Community Development Commission consent calendar. So at this point, I'll go ahead and move for items. Do I need to read them off, attorney, or is that okay?
I think you should read at least.
All right. Let me go ahead and the first in the staff, excuse me. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and staff recommend the board receive and file the treasurer's report for November 2019. So at this point, that is my motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Any objections? See none, so move. All right, thank you. At this point, we'll go over to item 7, which is the approval to enter into an MOU agreement between the City of Baldwin Park and California Mental Health Connections. I'll go ahead and move for to approve. Hello?
Second.
Okay, seconded. Any objections? See none, so move. It's been approved. Thank you. All right, so congratulations. Item 8, which is the adopt resolution, it passed. That's fine. Number 8, adopt resolution number 2020-001, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Baldwin Park authorizing participation in the San Gabriel Valley Council of Government, COGS Bikes Share of Course. I'll go ahead and move for approval.
Second.
Any objections? See none, so move. Let's ride the bikes. Okay, item number 9. Oh.
Those are consent.
Oh my God. Yes. How to get lost. Yes, that's been approved, yes. All right, okay. All right, we're going over to number, the successor agency, yes, was already approved. Item 15. Review the commission. You want to bring this back? Yes. Yeah, let's bring this back. Item 15. Item 16. Let's move that back as well. Okay. So at this point, I'll move for adjournment of the City Council. That is my motion.
Second.
Any objections? See none. So move. Sorry about that, Mr. Ben. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So this would like to open up the housing authority. So we'll go ahead and move for consent calendar items 1. That's my motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hernandez. Any objections? See none, so move. At this point, I will now open the Finance Authority and like to move for the Treasurer's Report. That is my motion. Hello?
Second.
Okay. Second. Okay, thank you very much. Any objections? See none, so move. At this point, I'd like to move for adjournment of the Finance Authority.
Second.
Any objections? See none. Viva Baldwin Park and best of luck to everyone in 2020. Thank you. That was interesting. Oh, Chief, before I forget, Chief, I just have to say something about Chief McLean back there, people. Want to thank you, and I wanted to share with the whole audience, and I plumb forgot. New Year's Eve, he was out patrolling instead of being home with his wife and family. So I want to thank you. The residents on Patriti told me that is class act. So I want to thank you for being there, and the other officer that was with you as well on New Year's. Thank you very much, Chief. All right. I want to also thank all the officers, Hopper as well, and also Huerta for being here. Thank you. Viva Baldwin Park. Good evening.
Okay. Sure, she got everything because I couldn't understand. I think you knew what he was doing either.